For the past decade, I told girls to barnstorm the corner office, lean in real hard, girl boss your way to the top, and I was wrong.
Somebody we didn't even, again, another person that just popped up, and she's incredible.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Bex,
And I'm Carly,
and we're here to deliver content to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can be notified when we're dropping gems just like this.
Boom. We've just had a session.
A
session before this. 2 hours of just brainstorming, hyping each other up, gassing,
litness,
just
everything.
Oh my God, it's been good. The book's been filled in. More ideas have gone into this.
Idea book right there.
It's been good. But it's been 2 hours and we need to make the video. So here we are. And this week, we are talking about somebody we didn't even, again, another person that just popped up, and she's incredible.
Amazing. I've become a girl fan in literally 2 hours.
Exactly. I was like, wow. Oh my God, she's doing all the things we want to do. Oh my gosh, she's got the same vision. Like, honestly, it's none other than Reshma Saujani. I hope I'm saying her name right, but she is the founder of Girls Who Code and the Marshall Plan for Mums. She's an author and international bestseller of Brave, Not Perfect. She's also got another book called Pay Up. She's had a massive influential TED Talk called Teaching Girls Bravery, Not Perfection. Previously an attorney, 2010, the first Indian American woman to run for US Congress. I could go on and on and on. She is amazing.
You know what? One of the things that I said to you straight away is like, what the hell? Like, I've got pages of notes. And I was like, I was watching something. I was like, you know what? I could continue writing, but let me just stop and let's us speak about some of the things that she's actually done. But she's super incredible. So, like Carly's already said, founder of Girls Who Code and the Marshall Plans for Moms. And the latter was really focusing on the impact of the pandemic on women, where it's been seen that in America, record lows of women in employment since 1988. The historic numbers of women plummeted for those that were in work. Unemployment of women went to 15%.
Wow.
And that equated to about 800 billion in wages, which is just crazy because
just
it was
in the pandemic.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that, but that's just some of the numbers that I was picking up. And yeah, she was saying as well, 51% of women says that their mental health has decreased and their anxiety and depression has increased. And she was talking about how the pandemic really left a negative impression or impact on women over men, because women were now expected to try to do their day job as well as raise their kids, as well as school their kids, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
That was, I don't know if I wanted to go in with that straight away, but yeah, it's good. The Marshall Plan for Mums is definitely a great segue and a great movement that she's working on. And one of the things that she does is movement building, which is a different thing that I've seen.
100%. I didn't realize, because Girls Who Code is a non-profit organization, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just some of the cool stuff they've done on there, like if you go on their website, you'll see, we'll put it up. 1995, 37% of computer scientists were women. Today it's 24%. And usually we see a steady increase, and it's gone a different way. And the biggest drop off, and we've done a video that touched on this, is the age group of 13 to 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
And this is why it's so important. Like, they've had, from doing Girls Who Code, 14 billion engagements globally. 500,000 girls, women, and non-binary individuals that have learned to code. and 50% of which come from underrepresented groups, including Black, Latino, and low income backgrounds. And they're like 3 key things is bravery, sisterhood, and activism. And one of the things that I thought was really cool when she's talking about her journey, looking at her journey, because when she was running for Congress, she used to go and do loads of events, go and visit stuff. And she walked in, she was like, where's the girls? There's just like rows and rows of men. And she says as well, you get this, I don't know if it's whether speaking to girls or just in general, you get this horrible idea of a sweaty man, just sitting behind a computer, out of shape. Like the image of what that job is, it wasn't right. And I'm not surprised 13 to 17-year-olds are getting put off.
And we spoke about this, like, what is it that is the blocker? And apparently that's that. And they do loads of research. So I think it's a fair call out. But I love the movement of this. I really think it's amazing. They started with, like, you know, a few summer camps, going into schools and so on and so forth, and they're trying to break the bias by going to tech companies and putting on summer camps within those tech companies, so that it can expose these young girls to what it looks like to be in tech, what it looks like to be around scientists and so on and so forth. And I really love that as well. And the way that she was able to expand her reach by setting challenges to the girls, like, go and find one other person in your school, go and find one other girl in your school that wants to learn how to code. And that's how she's been able to, I think she's got like 10,000 clubs around the world now, of, you know, people that girls that want to code. And it's incredible. They have free like programs. They have like clubs program with partners with schools and libraries, after school clubs. And you can apply to be a club as well, and that hits the 3rd to 5th and 6th to 12th grade. Then they have the college and career path, so that's 18 to 25-year-olds. And then they have the summer program, which is 10th to 12th grade, which is all virtual. Exposes them to tech jobs. They're able to meet other women in the industry, and just provide that support as well. So super interesting, and all for free. So it's incredible.
So cool that she's been able to do that, honestly. And what I liked is really, I've not heard anyone else talk and approach it in this way, but especially like a brave, not perfect. And I think there was someone who came and said, finally a book to fix the system, not the woman. And that's what she said. Stop trying to fix the women, fix the system. Like, we are very lucky here in Europe, you know, that you do get paid leave for, don't get me wrong, it's not great, but you're getting it. Like, they've got so many things they don't get. I don't think they get paternity there, just paid leave, all this sort of stuff. They don't have that in America. And just think, you know, America, we think so advanced, blah, blah, blah. But things like that, which to us, we like, yeah, of course that should be given. But even here, it's not that great. It needs to get better. But what I love, like they were saying, just in general, again, we've touched on this before, a man will apply for a job where he has 60% of the qualifications, whereas most of the time a woman will only apply if she meets 100% of them. And this is this perfection thing. We've got this thing about needing to be perfect. And like you say, the amount of women that are burnt out, mums who are burnt out and stressed. And you don't think of mums. Mums don't get like that, but they are. And it's getting really, really challenging. And this is her focus and her movement. And she said, why do we do performance reviews and not wellness reviews?
Wow.
I was like,
that was a big one, you know. And you know what, like, it's very interesting, because as a female, as I've been through this before, when you open up to maybe your manager or the company that you work for, and you say, I feel like this is a toxic environment, or I feel like I'm burnt out, or I feel like X, Y, and Z, the response can sometimes be, oh, let's go to HR. Let's do this, let's do that. And it's like, hold on a minute. I'm just telling you how I feel. And so this is why people then back off, keep it, internalize it. And now it comes through in performance, when it's not actually your performance, it's just your wellness. And it's so important to be able to,
that's a good point, Bex.
Mate,
such a good point. And this is how we need to teach people how to deal with that. It isn't, oh, let's go to HR. Oh, HR can deal with that. Like people, they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
But it's fine, and it's such a normal thing, and we need to get better at normalizing it, being able to talk about it, being able to, even just your workload, people will automatically, and don't get me wrong, I think maybe because culturally sometimes it is seen as that, but I know for us, especially where we work, it's not the case, but it's kind of ingrained in people. If you go, whoa, that's enough, I have too much on my plate, oh no, it looks like I'm failing.
Yeah.
Like, and you will just take,
you can't handle it, or you can't do the job, or so on and so forth. When you know full well that you can do the job, you're equipped to do the job, but sometimes it's just a little bit too overwhelming.
Yes, just a bit too much work. So
a little bit too much.
Yeah, you want to calm it down a little bit. So, so she was saying that, like, she's trying to help solve the gender pay gap, but in the 80s, men and women were pretty equal, but they got pushed out. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. But the one thing she was saying, like, when she applied for Congress, it didn't happen. And she said she didn't want the people in her group to see her cry, but she went back to her patient and cried and cried and cried and cried. But then she said the way she got out of it, she actually read books about high performance athletes and how they deal with things, and actually not being picked for the team or whatever is I will show you. And then when she applied again, didn't get it. You didn't apply for Congress, but you know what I mean. When she ran again and didn't get in again. But it was again the whole, I am going to show you. And she really did. And we've got to not be afraid to fail, not be afraid to be bold and try to be the first to do this or just dare to do stuff. And I love that. And she's really got a mission of companies to subsidize childcare, because childcare is more than a mortgage for some people. It's insane. It's insane. Mandating paid leave for men as well. And why are we, and this again is what's come from COVID, why are we demanding people have a 2-hour commute every day plus an 8-hour job, which is not even in 8 hours, let's be honest. There's no need. And why are we pushing things that, it has to be like that, has to be like that? We honestly need to learn to be more flexible and get out of habits just because we've always done it that way.
Yeah, man. 100%. Like with the hybrid working and all the rest of it, we've proven that we can do it. Like it's actually been proven that you can do it. And it doesn't matter if you're in the office or if you're at home, you're not gonna, like you just said, 8-hour job is not necessarily 8 hours, because you're not you're not producing every single hour at your optimum. Like that's a fact. You can only concentrate for 60 to 90 minutes in blocks anyway. So let's deep it. Like, what are you doing to help us actually maximize our productivity? And one of the things that I loved what she was talking about, and it's so flipping true, is about how girls are taught from a very young age to avoid risk and failure, to play it safe, whereas boys are taught to play rough. They're taught to swing high. They're taught to get to the top of the monkey bars and jump off head first. So by the time they're adults, they're already conditioned. It's already a habitual habit to go and negotiate, to go and ask the hottest girl on a date, because it's already something they're habituated to take risks. And so they're rewarded from it. But we're raising girls to be perfect, and we're raising boys to be brave. And that's where that's where she's trying to flip the script. And
I need to get both of those books.
Yeah, 100%. It's incredible. And one of the things that I would say is, like, going back to her, like, running for Congress and all the rest of it, like, and now advocating for wellness reviews instead of performance reviews. But she herself was going through miscarriages after miscarriages and showing up to this event and that event and all the rest of it. She actually needs to take her own advice and take her own wellness review. Do you get what I'm saying? And she did have to get to a point where she said, you know what, team, I'm going through some mad shit. I need to step back. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's just like, but you know what, I proper a fangirl. I rate her. I think she's incredible, man. Honestly, she's and you know what, the failure of going for Congress, and she thought she was going to win as well, because everyone that she was speaking to and all the rest of it saying, we voted for you, blah blah. So it was a shock to the system when it didn't come through. You're like, raw, what? Wait a minute. But the fact that she went for it second time, like, you know what I mean? And that's massive, you know. That's massive. It's not no little thing.
Massive.
You know what I mean? And you didn't get it again.
And exactly, but I love what you're saying about like at a young age, you're taught to do this, taught to, even as a whole, boys and girls, I do not like this thing now. People need to understand how important sport is for people. Like she said, she read a book about high performance athletes to realize how to figure this out, what she was going through. But just the sports day, there's no winners in this. We've all just, you're not setting them up right. There are always going to be winners and losers. But guess what? It's okay to fail. It's fine. It's about how you're picking yourself up again. Okay, what do I need to change? Let me take a look at myself and go, what? Why didn't I get it? There's nothing wrong with that at all. And I do not agree with how younger kids now, oh no, we're all winners here. And somebody was, I think it was Jordan Peterson. I was listening to an interview and he was saying, I think it was his kid had been in a school team, I think it was baseball, and they had won this championship. But the head teacher came back and said, oh, we're all winners. Yeah, didn't really want to celebrate it, but it took the gym teacher to be like, hang on a minute. No, this team put in the effort. This team did the work and have won it for the school. Yeah. Acknowledge it. And we need to be really careful with that. But I love what you're saying. Like, it's fine. Go for it. Try it out. If you fail, so what? So what? But it's brave and not perfection. With fear of failure. Honestly, she's
overcome it real quick, man. Like I love a quote as well, just going back to the failure that we just posted, about confidence is deciding you're unstoppable, not that you'll never fail. Boom. What do you get
going on the IG?
Do you get? Because it's like, at the end of the day, you just have to take risks. You have, like, and like you said, also like celebrating those wins, celebrating that you went out there and you did everything. You were the one that was in the gym. You wasn't shooting with me in the gym. You wasn't with me in the gym, but you showed up over your competition. Yeah. So why shouldn't you be rewarded? And then for someone to turn around and say everyone's winners, well, no, because I was in the gym from this time to this time, or I was writing content from this time to this time. Like, don't be upset for the work that you never did. Like, if you didn't get the results, it's because you didn't put the effort in. Like, let's be honest. Like, we'll be real about our own self. We ain't got certain places yet because we ain't put the flipping work in. Yeah. Who are we? But then also don't quit because you ain't done everything that you could have done.
Exactly.
Anyway, I've gone on a rant.
100%. But I think she's absolutely incredible. Yes. Like I said, I'm definitely getting her booked. I think she's amazing, and everything she stands for is exactly what we're trying to do at Be Limitless. There were like 4 key things she sort of said. 1 was empower yourself, setting tangible boundaries. 2, ask for what you need at work. Simple as that. Ask. 3, change the culture. Value motherhood. You should be valuing motherhood. And 4, advocate for yourself. Fight for paid leave. Things like affordable childcare, and that's what she's all about. And I, like you say, she is creating a movement. She really is. I think she's amazing. Reshma, you're a legend.
Honestly. So you know what? That's everything for this week. We came with some energy. We came with some loudness. You might want to turn your volume down when you watch our videos, because we are all about passion. We're really seriously passionate about everything that we're doing. We are serious about the involvement and elevation of women and BIPOC and so on and so forth. We love this ish. So yeah, that's the end of this week's episode. It's your girl Bex.
And I'm Carly. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. And we will see you all next week.
Peace.